Welcome to Dropout 22, a GD Media production, bringing you the latest news and the best views from this year's Rugby World Cup. This time next week, we will know who are the world champions. Joining me in the studio, representing the Wallabies, is Patrick Andrews. Also joining me in the studio is Sam Whiting. Joining me on the phone, Welsh touch rugby hero Guy Griffiths, funny man Will Corsi, and the loosest goose there is, representing the Kiwis, James Muir, all the way from somewhere in Italy, I think. Welcome aboard! Gentlemen, welcome to Dropout 22. It's nearly there. Let's have a look back at the finals first. Patty, you are safely through. What did you make of the semi-final?
I thought it was firstly a great game. Both teams, both semi-finals. I assume you mean what do I make of the Wallabies semi-final?
Absolutely, I don't care what you think of the New Zealand game.
It's good. Neither do I. No, I think we were deserved winners again. I think Argentina played really well, and they played their Argentinian style, which they've played throughout the World Cup, and that showed against Ireland, of course. I think we showed some maturity. Again, we didn't concede a try like we did against Wales, and I think that's something we're going to have to hold on to, our defence, certainly. So some big positives.
Now, you might be wondering what the background noise is. We've got James Muir joining us on the phone live from Florence, I believe. Is that right, Jimbo? Jimbo.
That's correct, Gareth. That is correct.
Go on, just give me your current situation.
Currently travelling around Italy, actually, Gareth. So I've been to Milan and Venice, and now in Florence, and a pleasure to join you boys tonight and be welcome to the show. Some in the background who's
sipping on a lemonade, do you?
Pardon me?
Sipping on a lemonade or an orange juice?
Me, Gareth. Only ever soda water, mate, so I keep myself in line, as you know.
You culture vulture. What do you make of the semi, mate?
Look, I thought they were great games in terms of the both winning teams. I probably thought they'd be disappointed with their performance. The All Blacks especially, I think, went to the shell a little bit. I don't think they actually controlled the game that they would have liked to. Maybe the weather had a part of that, and South Africans played not too bad, never looked like a major threat to our line. I think the RGs played their final the week before against Ireland, and I think they didn't know what to do in the big game against the Aussies. Throwing it around their own 22 is not how you're going to win a semi-final. So I think maybe their game plan was a little bit off, but got to give them credit for the way they tried. Looking forward to the final, mate. Looking forward to the final.
Corsi, welcome back.
Nice to be back, Gareth.
You had a couple of weeks off. How have you been keeping yourself busy?
Had a birthday, turned 29, nice last year with 20s.
Old bitch.
That little fucking bastard. Generally bottom life as usual.
Who's ready, mate?
As a neutral, how did you view the semis? Who's gonna, and let's just give a little bit of credit to the RGs and the South Africans. Who do you reckon is going to win that bronze medal game?
I hope for RGs that they pinch it off the South Africans because basically I prefer them. And I think they've showed the most heart out of the two teams, and I think they deserve third place. Come to the semi-finals, they're good games. I thought South Africa were a bit unlucky, but you never know. And then I think the two teams that we thought were going to be in the final have been in the final. I think this will make the best match.
I don't think you can deny that the two best teams are through. Guy, what do you make of the final? Who do you reckon is going to go and take it? You haven't been you tipped the Kiwis to be out in the quarterfinals anyway, didn't you? So I'm assuming you reckon the Aussies are going to win it.
Yeah, I've been wrong twice in the balance, so I may as well could be wrong 3 times and make a hat trick. I honestly can't see the All Blacks losing because Nigeria's wrestling and I'll bet on Australia then. It's perfect. Yeah, it's perfect for them. Everything in their favour. They've been the best team in the comp. They've knocked down every challenge put in front of them. They've got a ref which they play brilliantly with, because he allows a loose game. He allows the ruck to. I read today that he allows it to develop. In essence, he allows it to become a mess, which is perfect for the New Zealanders. I really want the Aussies to win. First time I think I've ever said that. I actually really, really want the Aussies to win. Just for just so we can have a bit of a send off for old Richie. Because how good would it be for the best player of our generation to be walking off having a bit of a cry?
You are a romantic, aren't you? An old romantic, Sammy. Obviously, those Kiwi boys, lots of them, possibly playing their last game for the All Blacks. Do you reckon they're going to be walking away with the way betters?
I think they will. To be honest, I think you've got guys like Carter, McCaw, Smith, Nono probably playing their last games, probably their last games for the All Blacks. I just think the other guys around them are gonna think, guys. I mean, that's the team talking itself, really. It's these guys' last game, and I just think that's just going to carry them over the line, to be honest. I think it'll be tight, really tight for 65, 70 minutes. But I think, the Kiwi boys will just pull away. I think maybe 5 points in it or so. I think it's going to be a cracking final.
We're all just interested, onlookers, really. We've got two boys here that have got a vested interest. It's their countries are involved. You boys have got 30 seconds each to tell us why your country is going to win the World Cup. Jimbo, do you hear that?
Well, thanks. I mean, I think personally we've got the experience. We've been there, done that before. A lot of our boys have actually played in the World Cup final and won one. I think, as Sambo touched on, the boys were playing for the 6, All Black legends that are going to be moving out, and I just don't think the Wallabies will have the firepower and the depth and the bench to be able to compete with us over the whole 80 minutes. I think Sam's right. 65 could be tight. And the last 15 will drag away with it and win by 8 or 10 points.
There it is. Patty, 3, 2, 1. Time's yours.
2 words, David Pocock. I certainly think that he's going to be a vital influence on the game and on the outcome, one way or another. But I think this team has really developed over the last 12 months and are really playing for not just themselves, but playing for their country and playing for something that they get to have forever. And that's something that Czech has brought into this side. They've been professional, they've been focused, they've been driven, and they've improved every week. And it's all building to this.
That's your time. So
I actually heard that Bernard sent Chico a dirty text message, mate. I don't know if you can confirm or deny that, but
yeah, it was a picture of Richie McCaw sucking his dick.
Was it? Yeah. Swallows too, man. I don't know.
is it going to be as simple as Pocock against McCaw when it comes to that breakdown? Is that where it's going to be won and lost, Sammy?
I think it's going to play a big part in the game, to be honest. I mean, McCaw is at the twilight of his career. I mean, he can still do it, but this guy, David Pocock, I think he's a new generation boy. I think at that breakdown, if he gets his mitts over the ball, I think he's a different class. He looks immovable. I think you can see that by the stats already. I think he's got some 14 turnovers, and he missed the games against both Wales and Scotland. I think the breakdown's going to be a massive factor. However, I think the experience of the All Blacks and stuff is going to tell them that they'll come out the other side.
So let's nail down some predictions then. I'll go out on a limb. I think that, I've said from the start that I think the All Blacks were the strongest team going into it. The Aussies have looked really good through the group stages, but I just think this is going to be just that one step too far. I reckon the All Blacks by 3. Patty, I think that you're going to disagree with me.
Yeah, I do disagree. I think it's going to be close, but I don't think it's going to be as close as people think on the scoreboard. It will be a tight game, but I can see us winning by 10.
Jimbo, what do you reckon the score is going to be?
But I think you've touched on. I think David Pocock's a huge influence. If we can shut him out of the game, I'm confident we can win by 8 to 10.
Guy?
Pocock's massive. I think another massive player for the Aussies is Scott Seo. He needs to be fit. Needs to give him a platform. He can kick some penalties. I think the Aussies could nick it. The Aussies by 5. The Aussies by 5.
Corsi?
The guy just said earlier, just a minute ago, New Zealand were going to win it. No, what I said was, I believe they're the best team, and I can't see past them. But this is a prediction, I'm going to call it. Anyway, the score will be 24-18 to Australia.
Loves a score prediction. So that makes it 3 to the Aussies, 2 to the Kiwis. You going to send it to deadlock, Sammy?
I think the Kiwis going to come out of the side. I think they'll win it by 5. Really, I think the whole last game thing and the fact that's going to be the last game for a lot of these All Blacks, I think is going to carry them over the line. So yeah, All Blacks by 5.
There we go, 3 apiece.
Who gets to decide in vote? Who's Simon Cowell in this?
Well, it'll be decided on Saturday, won't it? We're in a lovely position. It's going to be tight. It's going to be great. I think we can all agree that it's going to be one hell of a spectacle.
It's going to be
and
win for Guy.
yeah, it's going to be an absolute belter. So let's talk about a couple of losers. First of all, let's get on to England. We're going to talk about the men of the tournament for the sides who never made it as far as the semis. So, Corsi, we'll come to you first. Who do you reckon's been? I know they didn't play that many games, but who was your man of the tournament for England?
No one. You can't have a man of the tournament and get knocked out of your own tournament.
Fair enough. Fine. Sammy, was there anyone who came out with the England World Cup campaign with any with their heads held high? Do you think?
To be honest, I think there's not really that much anyone to look at. Really, I mean, Launchbury had a decent game against Oz, but how he ever got that man in the match and stuff is a bit ridiculous. When Bernard Foley scored 20 odd points and didn't miss a shot at goal.
Bernard Foley scored the most points any individual player has scored against England. I just want to put that on record.
Anyone could do that against a primary school team, can't they?
Fair enough.
Go on then, Patty. Is there anyone in that England team that you'd have in your squad?
Sam Burgess. No, there isn't actually. To be completely honest with you, that's your answer. There you go.
I think Mike Brown started well. I think
he was shite at the end.
I know he was shite at the end, but I said he started well. I'm just trying to rack my brains for some sort of positivity for an Englishman.
I think George Ford, if I can butt in there, I think George Ford was unlucky to lose out to Farrell.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the penultimate game. I think he didn't deserve to lose his place. He played well. He attacks the line a lot better than Farrell does. Offers something on attack. I think Farrell was very one-dimensional and didn't offer a lot. And I think that showed in the results.
Just on that, Jimbo, I agree. And you proved it when George Ford came on against us. It really made a massive difference to the England side, and they almost got themselves back within reach. So that's proof there. I certainly think, in terms of best quality of English players, I think he stood out more so.
Let's come on to the Welsh team then. Plenty of unsung heroes, really. I mean, yes, it was valiant in defeat once again, but a couple of real big standout performances. Guy, if you had to pick one man of the tournament for Wales, who would it be?
Skipper Sam Warburton. He was immense. Best player by a country mile, and I think he's put to bed finally the argument about Tips. Tips is world class. It's clear we've got 2 world class sevens. It's just one is slightly more suited to international rugby than the other, and he was just unbelievable. Everywhere that ball was, he was. And he was. It's actually as we mentioned last week. You just felt proud to watch the boys when you saw Sam Warburton play, because just a cut above the rest. The only one in the world who actually comes close to him at the moment is Pocock. And Pocock is playing 8 at the moment, so you'd have them both in your back row instantly in the World 15.
Jimbo, we talked last week and you didn't rate Dan Biggar. What did you watch him against the South Africans, and what do you make of him now as a player?
No, I think he's a good player, mate. I think he's good. I actually read an interesting article by Gareth Thomas the other day, who said that the Welsh are too accepting by losing against a good team. I think their mentality has to change for Wales to be able to challenge for a World Cup. I think they accept losing too much to a team that might be superior to them on paper. But on Dan Biggar, I think that he kicks all his goals. You can't fault him. Does he attack the line enough? Is he a threat on attack? Maybe not as much as he could be. But I think definitely Welsh first pick at first 5, and probably the Lions. Maybe Lions at this stage.
I'd probably agree with you there. Sammy, if you could pick 3 Welshmen to slide into that England squad, who would you have?
I think Warburton's a given, seeing as England don't want to pick a 7 at all. Who else are you going to get in there? Probably George North is a natural winger. He's going to score you tries despite his concussions. And you probably have Samson Lee on his day. I think when he scrummages, he's probably one of the best tight heads in the world. So yeah, Samson Lee, Sam Warburton, and who did I just say?
Is that tight head or right head?
He is a tight head, but with a right head, yeah.
Now, Patty,
You'd have an adopted Welshman over the lot. You'd have Warren Gatland first choice.
That's very true. That's very true. I think it's unbelievable, really, that we haven't even talked about him, because I think he's become that good that unless he has a bad performance, nobody talks about him, and that's Taulupe Faletau. I think behind the scrum, going backwards as they were for most of the World Cup, I think he was absolutely outstanding, and no more so against the Aussies. Pat, what did you make of the Welsh boys' performances against you?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely they were. I mean, I have to agree. As much as I hate to admit it, I have to agree with Jimbo. There was almost a feeling of, we didn't beat the Aussies. Good effort. We played really well. Could have got there, but we made ourselves proud, made our country proud. When in all reality, you should have won that game. And if you had the I guess the winning mentality, or at least the arrogant mentality that the Australian and New Zealand teams have, then you might have got you over the line. But that's my thoughts.
Probably the best Welshman in the tournament hasn't actually kicked the ball or passed the ball or hit a breakdown or made a tackle, and that's Nigel Owens. And we called it a few weeks ago that he would be the number 1 pick for the final, and it's been confirmed this week. So
Ahead of the times.
Guy, what makes him the best ref in the world then?
Number one, the players play to how he refs. So basically, they know full well that Nigel will let the game develop. He's not going to be whistle happy. He said something. I watched a documentary. It was on BBC Wales the other day. He's saying the key to being a good ref isn't knowing when to blow your whistle. It's knowing when not to blow your whistle. And that just epitomises his style of refing. If it's on and if it's good and it's good for the attacking team, he'll let it flow. And that works better for the players. It works better for the spectators. Everyone enjoys the game more, and you can just see just by after a game the Nigel's rest, when they're talking about the game but still talking about the ref in a good light, you can just tell the admiration everyone has for him. He just lets it flow, and it's so hard to do, because letting it flow, you can let things go, but he's spot on with his rules. He is a bit grey on the breakdown. It does favour the Southern Hemisphere teams, but you can't be perfect all round. He is one hell of a ref, and being honest, he does deserve every accolade he gets. He's I really hope he has a good game on Saturday, because he hasn't had a bad game in a long, long time.
Jimbo, have you got the best man in charge in the middle for you? Is he there, or is he Hello?
Yeah, no, I'm here. What do you say, sorry, mate?
Have you got the best man in the middle in Nigel Owens for you on Saturday?
No, I think so, Gareth. I think most things you want out of a referee is consistency. I think he is. Of course, he has bad games and good games like any other person. I actually quite love his humour. I never forget a line-out call that went crooked, and she said to the hooker, "I'm more straighter than that was." I think that kind of comedy and that kind of interaction with the players means a lot. It gets along with the players well. I think that bodes well for a good game.
Patty, you've been shaking your head throughout that. What's your take on it?
I'm worried because I think Nigel Owens is definitely the best ref in the game, certainly, and I definitely like his style. But there's something that we don't have the best track record with Nigel Owens in charge, and he's one of many refs who sort of is in awe of Richie McCaw, and that showed a little bit in some of the interactions with the captains last time we played the Kiwis, which was at Eden Park earlier this year. And I don't like referees referring to players. I don't like referees referring to players by first name. I don't like referees referring to players particularly captains, play when disciplining. Fine, speak to them however you like. But when you're dealing with captains, you need to keep it formal. And I'm a little worried, but I know he's the best man for the job.
Corsi, what's your take on it? I mean, Wayne Barnes, for example, he's quite similar to Nigel Owens in a way, in the way that he refs, in the way that he talks very informally to players. Is that the best way to go, or would you prefer a disciplinarian type approach? Is Big Willie still here?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Sorry. No, it doesn't matter. As long as he refs it fair, it doesn't matter. That's his style, and then that's his style. If he changes, if he's casual with one side and then not casual with the other side, then you got a bit of a fair point with. He look like he's favouring the other side, but at the end of the day, he's ref hundreds of games. He's the best ref for it, and I think it'll only add to the fact that it's just going to be a good final, I think.
And Sammy, I mean, lots been talked about the referees during the World Cup. What's your take on their performance generally in the tournament?
I think generally the level of referees have been very good. I think a few of them have been more than happy to go upstairs to the TMO. I mean, we saw that in the first game of England against Fiji, where there was a ridiculous amount of time that was spent upstairs just double checking decisions. I think some referees have taken that on board and tried to make calls by themselves, and I think with referees and stuff, you're going to get that human error, but that's what makes the sport good, and that's what kind of keeps it honest, really. So I mean, I think it was a great game. I think Nigel Owens has been one of the best refs in the world in the past 18 months, and he fully deserves his final. So all the best of luck to him.
Here's hoping for a brilliant final. No chat about referees, no chat about TMOs, and let's just let the rugby do the talking for once. I'm sat here with 4 names in front of me because I still haven't managed to narrow down who is going to go in the second row for our fantasy team. So let's kick on with the best 6. I'll let you lot talk it over while I have a little think. So, Corsi, let's start with your best 6 of the professional era, please.
I'll go. I'm a bit of an unsung hero, Richard Hill. There was a few others that came into mind, but I just thought that it's sort of bloke that just he did his job well, did it so well. Pretty much, you didn't even see him. You didn't really talk about him on or after the pitch. But I think with him on the side, he keeps the side nice and balanced. And another classic, another English player that I'd pick for my Super 15.
We'll go from one Englishman to another. Sammy?
I'm going to echo his comments there. I think Richard Hill, superb player. A lot of the dirty work. Maybe didn't get as much of the glory stuff as his back row partners in Back and Delalio. I think what he did, and when you kind of see, when you talk to any of the guys or the documentaries, they say that Richard Hill, what he did on the pitch was superb. I just think, one of the best 6s in the modern era, and he will go straight into my side.
Jimbo, who's the best 6 in the professional era?
Yeah, guys, I think, I know he plays number 7 for South Africa, but we all know the structure over there, that 7 actually plays as number 6 in South Africa. So I'm going to go Burger. I think his longevity, the way he influences the game, and he has good and bad games, but I think if he's on form, they're very, very hard to beat. So I'm going to go Schaltberger.
Schaltberger from Jimbo. Guy, who do you reckon?
Same as Jimbo, really. The player I'm going to pick sometimes doesn't play in a 6 jersey, but that's because the French play left and right. It's going to be Thierry Dusautoir. I think basically all you really have to do, I know one-off performances don't count, but playing in the final 4 years ago, he was the best player on the park. And when you can perform at that stage with Richie McCaw on the same pitch as you are really something special. I think he's still got the world record amount of tackles for that game in 2007. He does it week in, week out with his club in a league where they absolutely batter their forwards. He's just simply got everything. What a player.
Patty?
Yeah, not a bad shout for Dusautoir. Can I say Scott Fardy? No, look, I was leaning towards an Australian, Owen Finnegan, but I think that was more nostalgia than anything else. But I'd have to agree with Jimbo again God, what's wrong with me? Skulkberger, I think, is just the longevity, of course. He's more a 6 in terms of the way we see things, but obviously South Africa play things a bit differently as well. But he's just immense. He's immense in every sense of the word, so I'll go Skulk.
Right, now it's decision time for me. The names in front of me, by the way, are Matfield, Johnson, Eales, Thorne. It hurts me. It really, really hurts me. But I'm gonna have to put Martin Johnson in first.
Why?
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Because he
won one World Cup.
Finally.
Whoop-de-doo.
One World Cup and a Lions tour in South Africa as a very, very, very young captain.
Brad Thorne has won everything under the sun and is the epitomisation of a professional, which is your by the way, your qualifier, professional at second row. John Eales has won 2 World Cups. There's your 2. Enough said. Thanks for coming.
Nah.
That's why Thorne is my second.
Oh, piss off!
Yeah.
Get fucked! You did that to me on purpose.
Oh, Patty has left the building. The reason I haven't gone for Eales is because he didn't play his whole career in the professional era. That is
one World Cup in the professional era is not enough, is it?
not for me, no.
Oh, well, why does Johnson get it then?
Because he got one World Cup. And he led a Lions team to victory in South Africa as a young captain. I've already explained that. So, sorry, Victor. Sorry, Johnny boy, but you're missing out today.
That's ridiculous.
A couple of weeks ago, we banned... I might ban something else next week. We banned the word England from the show. Guy Griffiths, what did you say?
I clearly said England. I can't remember. Gaz, can you remind me?
Yeah, you did. You said England. And on top of that, you were absolutely miles off with our prediction game as well. So
Back the underdogs.
Eh?
I backed the underdogs.
You did back the underdogs, and they all lost. So we have got a double punishment for you tonight. We've borrowed it from our friends on BBC 5 Live's Fighting Talk. It is Defend the Indefensible. Now, Guy Griffiths, you have 20 seconds to defend the following statement. Owen Farrell is not only the best player to ever have pulled on a 10 jersey for an international team, but we should be teaching all of the primary school kids how to play like him.
Must have been drunk at the time. Gotta be.
Owen Farrell is the best player. Owen Farrell is the best player I have ever seen. He's he's got no endearing qualities, guys. When he runs, he strikes fear into the opposition. You can just see Carter and Nonu just look at each other and go, "Oh shit!" Owen Farrell's running at me. That shot he put on in the game against Oz, when he absolutely destroyed Gitto, I think it was one of the best tackles I've ever seen in my life. I think it was an absolute farce how he got yellow carded for it.
Guy Griffiths, congratulations. And Jimbo proving there that he doesn't understand what defend the indefensible means.
Yeah, well, I'm not doing that again.
Right.
That's fucking painful.
Right then, boys.
Sorry,
one last word for everyone. One last word for everyone. Who's going to be man of the match in the World Cup final 2015? Corsi, we'll come to you first. Pocock for Corsi. James Muir, who is going to be man of the match?
I'm going to go with Man Nonu. I'm going to go with Man Nonu.
Man Nonu in 2 words there. Guy.
Matty Gitto.
Matty Gitto. Sammy.
Conrad Smith.
Conrad Smith. And Patrick Andrews. Final word once again to you.
Matt Gitto. Yeah, you beat me to it, Guy. I reckon he'll be the man of the match.
There we go. 2 votes for Matty Gitto. He's firm favourite in the studio. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me. Been a pleasure as always. Thank you lot at home for listening. This has been Dropout 22, a GD Media production.
Thank you.